Over the last year or so, I've lost a little bit of weight. It's around about 2 stone now. And I've been getting some questions and some emails about exactly what I've been doing. So I thought this would be a really good opportunity to fill you in and tell you what I've been up to, the diet plan I've been following, exercise, and all of that. So let's dive in. Like I said in the intro, I've lost roughly about 2 stone. My weight was very slowly creeping up, and I was just above 10 stone there for a while. Now I weigh, it does vary a little bit, but between 8.5 stone and, well, about 8 stone 3. I don't want to go any lower than that. When I do drop to that sort of end, I do look a little bit too skinny and a bit scrawny. So 8.5 is pretty good for me. So around about September time last year, I started the ketogenic diet. You've probably heard of it. It's a really popular diet plan, but I'm a vegetarian, so it makes it a little bit trickier. Now, if you haven't heard of the keto diet, basically what it is, it's a really high fat but low carbohydrate diet. So you can't have things like pasta, rice, bread. They're the obvious things, but then you can't have things like milk, carrots, peas, certain vegetables, lots of fruits you can't have either. So a lot of things are out. Things that I've been able to eat as a vegetarian are things like broccoli, cauliflower. You can have cauliflower till it comes out of your ears. You can have lots of fat, so you can have avocados, cheese, nuts. You can eat a lot of nuts. You can't have any pulses, beans, chickpeas or anything like that. It is very restrictive. So actual fact, I didn't actually start the diet to actually lose weight. I'd read about it and I found it really quite interesting, some of the health benefits and things like that. So that's why I actually embarked on the diet. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be able to stick to it because it is really quite restrictive. But I was very strict, especially at the beginning. And, it gets easier as you go along. It was really hard to transition from a normal diet to a really low carbohydrate diet because I did eat a lot of carbohydrates. I really loved things like bread, pasta, rice. I loved all of those things. So cutting them out, and potatoes, I love potatoes. And it didn't help because just as I started the diet, I went away, I went to Barcelona. So I had to be really strict. It was a good test actually, and I was able to do it. So it was quite a boost to be able to go on holiday and, still stick to the diet. There's a thing called keto flu, but I didn't actually experience that. I didn't get any of those symptoms at all. So a typical day's meal for me is, for breakfast I usually have Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt with some seeds over the top, usually some pecan nuts and some blueberries, usually just a handful, just a sprinkle of blueberries, sometimes perhaps raspberries, occasionally strawberries, but I do put a little bit of fruit on my breakfast. Before I started the keto diet, I would always have a piece of toast for breakfast with some butter on it. And I used to really enjoy that, but I have been able to transition to the Greek yogurt now, and it's sort of become a habit. And I pretty much have that every day, to be fair. For lunch, it's usually an omelette with just one egg. I usually have some cheese in that, possibly some mushrooms, sometimes a few peppers, just to mix it up a little bit. And then dinner. Yeah, dinner's the tricky one, really. I don't particularly have a typical kind of meal. I wouldn't really say I've got any real favourite recipes. There's a few I've found that I quite like. There's a nice stir fry recipe which I quite enjoy. I also found a recipe with Brussels sprouts. If you're into Brussels sprouts, I quite like them. They're roasted and added some thyme. They're quite nice. I managed to find some noodles in Holland and Barrett which are carb free, so you can make sort of like a pasta dish with those. If you try them, or maybe you have already tried them, they almost have a fishy smell to them when you first open them out, but you rinse them under water and then the smell goes away. They don't really taste like pasta, but it's a nice substitute if you really do feel like something like that. So yeah, they're from Holland and Barrett. Most of the recipes that I found online. There's lots to choose from online. I did get one book which has got a few nice things in there. This is a vegetarian keto book. It does also have some fish recipes in there as well. This is where I found the Brussels sprouts recipe. I use that one quite a lot. There's a nice broccoli soup in there as well. But yeah, majority of the recipes that I find are online. The thing that you find about this diet is that you very rarely feel hungry. And that's the thing that I noticed the most when I first started it. You know, food was really kind of the priority of my day, if you like. I was always thinking what I was going to have for next meal, for lunch, and snacking all the time as well. It kind of stopped quite instantly when you start the keto diet. I'm never ever hungry anymore, and I don't think about food so much. And that actually helps sticking to the diet as well. I wouldn't say I particularly found any difference in my skin being on the diet. Hair, possibly. My hair is quite thick now, but that may just be from when I had it cut back over a year ago. So, not sure if my hair being thicker and fuller has anything to do with the diet, but it has changed a little bit, my hair. Yeah, I didn't really incorporate any real exercise into the weight loss journey. Basically, I walk every day, do about about 30 minutes walk, and I do stretching as well. But other than that, I haven't done anything else different. I do need to start doing a little bit of weight training now though, because I need to start building a little bit more muscle. I still take supplements. I take a B12 supplement, and I also take a multivitamin A to Z as well, just to be on the safe side, really. That's more to do with being a vegetarian than anything else, and I just want to make sure that I'm getting all the nutrients that I need. I would say I just feel a lot more comfortable in the clothes that I'm wearing now. And I guess that in turn just makes you feel more confident and improves your self esteem. Eating out is probably one of the biggest challenges of the diet. It's really tricky, especially as a vegetarian. You're even more limited. So yeah, if eating out is something you enjoy doing, which is something that I do or did enjoy doing, it's challenging, and it does kind of take the joy out of eating out a little bit as well. I don't really have any inspiring stories, but there was a moment that sticks with me right at the beginning of my weight loss journey. I felt amazing, almost euphoric. It was quite an incredible feeling. I had so much energy, but just so much positivity. It was an amazing feeling, and that's kind of what inspires me to keep going with the diet, because you can feel absolutely wonderful on it. So the pros of weight loss, that's the obvious one. You will lose weight if you're really strict with the diet. Me personally, I found that my moods are far more stable. You know, I don't have any highs or lows in my moods anymore. I'm pretty stable all the way through. And that's been a big game changer. I've also found that my blood pressure is better, weirdly, because the diet is really high in fat, but my blood pressure has come right down, which is quite odd, really. And the other thing is, yeah, I do feel kind of more in control of my eating habits. It is very disciplined, but that actually is quite a nice feeling, to be disciplined about what you're eating rather than just eating what you feel like. The cons are it is very restrictive and you will have to cut out a lot of perhaps your favourite foods. Eating out is quite difficult, and also I would say it can be a little bit boring. But they're the only real cons. I guess the goal right now is to be able to maintain my weight. I really don't want to lose any more weight, and that is what's quite tricky on the keto diet. So I'm always on the scales and I have to watch it quite carefully, because at some point during my journey I have looked a little bit too skinny. My weight kind of balances out now, sort of around about 8.5 stone, which is just the right weight for me. Occasionally I've slipped down to almost 8 stone, and when I get to there I do look a little bit scrawny and a bit too skinny for me. But I also need to start building some muscle as well. I've kind of lost all my muscle definition, so I do need to start doing a little bit of weight training. I'm by no means a keto diet expert, so I did all my research and found out everything that I needed to know online, either YouTube videos or blogs or websites. You know, there's some great information out there, but it can become really quite overwhelming. So just take it step by step and try not to let it overwhelm you. So if you are thinking of trying the keto diet, just be prepared. It is quite tough, it's quite restrictive, and you will have to pretty much completely change your eating habits as well. But if your goal is to lose weight, then it's really good for that. And as I say, there are lots of other benefits as well. I'd be interested to know if any of you tried the keto diet and how you got on with it. So do let me know in the comments box below. And you know, if you've got any questions, then I will do my best to try and answer them as well if you're thinking about trying the diet. So I'll see you again next week.